What the hell happened here, Joe?
What didn't happen? Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am in Hoi An in Vietnam, and I have just checked into my new hostel. Well, it's actually a hostel slash hotel, but I have been traveling south to north, so I've already been to Ho Chi Minh City. And if you can hear a lot of background noise, like road noise, it's because, well, there's a lot of mopeds, but there's also a lot of cars that are trying to compete with the mopeds, so there's a lot of beeping going on and a lot of traffic. But it is nighttime, so hoping that the traffic dies down a little bit so that I can, film a proper video for you guys. I do really want to watch We Were Soldiers. Coming from Ho Chi Minh City, doing the Go Chi tunnel tours, and actually asking questions from the Vietnamese people, asking them about the war and how it sort of impacted their lives as like the newer generations. Obviously, the younger people speaking on the war, they can't really speak from experience. They can only really speak from their family's experience. So it was a very enlightening experience for me doing the Go Chi tunnel tours, and it just made me further want to watch We Were Soldiers. I really, really liked how the Vietnamese people have such a forgiving heart. Like, they do not hate American people. From what I have been told from the Vietnamese people, they don't hold anything against American people, which I thought was very different and refreshing. I was thinking like 2 million people still today in the country of Vietnam are struggling with effects from Agent Orange. And I went to some art centers in which the proceeds go to the victims of Agent Orange and things like this. So yeah, it was a very enlightening experience. I definitely refreshed my memory on the Vietnam War. I'd learned it in, I think it was year 9 and year 10 from an Australian perspective, but not really from a Vietnamese perspective. So you got to hear how the Vietnamese people see the North today, and of course they don't hold anything against the North. They actually have a lot of respect for people in the North, because obviously when I went to Ho Chi Minh City, I was in the South, so I was listening to their thoughts on the Northern soldiers, and obviously 3 million Vietnamese people died. Ultimately, like, they had won the war, but 3 million Vietnamese people died, and still today 2 million Vietnamese people that are accounted for are still suffering from Agent Orange. So it's so incredibly sad. I went to the War Memorial War Remnant Museum, and that was so chilling as well. I don't go to these historical tours to torture myself. I'm just deeply interested in the history of the countries that I go and visit. And in saying that, I know that there is so much more to a country than the war and the past. Like, I'm going to Cambodia in a few weeks' time, for example, and of course I'm aware of the Khmer Rouge period and Pol Pot and the killing fields, and I am still going to Phnom Penh to learn. And also I really want to watch the killing fields after I go to the actual killing fields, just to learn a little bit more about what happened. That particular part of history I never learned at school, so that's going to be very eye-opening for me, I think. Yes, so that is my little introduction, I suppose. It kind of went on for a little while, so I apologize for that. I do encourage you guys, if you are interested in seeing a little bit of my vlog stuff of Vietnam or my travels, then check out my Very Cherry channel, because that is going to be over there. We are going to be watching We Were Soldiers today, and I haven't looked into this film other than knowing that it's about the Vietnam War period. So I'm going to essentially step into this one blind. Each war film that I've covered so far on my channel, Apocalypse Now, Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, I didn't really know what I was jumping into other than knowing that it was about the Vietnam War. Before we jump into today's reaction video, I want to quickly talk about Patreon, because guys, if you want to support me and if you want to check out the uncut version with me, you can check that out over on Patreon, linked in the description bar and the pinned comments down below. You just need a copy of the film so that you can watch it along with me. There will be a timer. I could be on one screen and the movie could be on the other screen. But besides uncuts, I also provide early access to my content, bloopers, behind the scenes, polls, all of that good stuff. And down below you can find me on all the social media handles as well: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Facebook. And you can find my 2 other channels, my gaming channel Cherry Plays and my vlog channel Very Cherry. Actually, I know I said I was going to jump into it, but I also just want to make a comment, because you're probably going to ask about my hair. I got this done in Ho Chi Minh City by a lovely girl named V. If you want to check out the post and me tagging her Instagram, you can check out my Instagram. I did it because it was so humid and muggy in the south of Vietnam, and I just have like big massive hair, so I just had to just get it out of the way. Otherwise it was just a hot, disgusting mess every single day. So I got this braided, and that's all I'll say about that, in case you're wondering, because this is obviously not my normal look. So we are going to jump into We Were Soldiers. It's going to be pretty heavy from here on in, so let's jump into it.
Damn, bro. That was so sudden. Oh! Wait, so this is 1954? Ouch. Oh my lord. Oh! 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 One of those, like, the ones with the knives at the top? The guns? I'm already stressed. Oh, it's been like 4 minutes.
Chúng ta có bắt giữ tù binh không?
Take prisoners now.
Không.
Kill
Giết
always
sạch bọn chúng.
send.
Để không cho chúng tới đây nữa.
Stop coming. I think it was 58,000 American soldiers died, which is substantially lower compared to the death toll of the Vietnamese soldiers. But for a war that was conscripted and, you know, they should have never been there, that is a lot. It's still a lot. That's a lot of kids. So many wars back in the day. Like, not that there isn't war right now, but I just feel like there was so much more. I have to say, I do love their hats. I've been seeing a lot of the Vietnamese hats. It makes a lot of sense. It's so hot out here.
They want to fly with you for some reason. I guess it's because they think you're the best.
It's because I only recruit the dumb ones, sir. I'm supposed to have a choice in all this.
You sure don't.
Conscription.
What is it for the world?
Well, maybe he wasn't conscripted, but there isn't really much of a choice when it comes to the military.
Good morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
All right. Damn.
Sergeant Major Plumley made all 4 combat jumps in the 82nd Airborne during World War II. Sicily, Salerno, Normandy, and Holland.
Oh.
Plus 1 more in Korea.
This is what I mean. So much war.
answers
He's got
to me
so much
And
experience.
to me alone.
Good lord. How do they not have protection for their ears? Guns are loud, bruh.
We'll be landing under fire, gentlemen.
Is that John Hamm?
Men will die.
1, 2, 3. He's got 4 kids. 5 kids.
God just made you hard-headed. It's not a sin. I tell you what, you
It's
want
a pretty understanding
praying.
dad
God for our
who's
family.
religiously inclined.
That you can find stubbornness in your children and think it comes from anybody but you.
He's like, God gave it. God gave you this stubbornness. Oh my lord.
I thank God for you.
Aww. What a sweetheart.
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Where do you?
Bruh. That guy is so sour.
He must learn to ignore the explosion, the heat, dust.
Oh god, the heat.
That's our advisors in Vietnam. New radio's picking up atmospheric bounce.
That is a stressful audio piece.
The Sioux raised their children that way. Every warrior called every woman in the tribe mother.
I kind of like that though.
Every older warrior, they called him grandfather.
I kind of like that.
Teach them to take care of each other. Because when this starts, each other's all we're gonna have.
Trauma bond.
And he is some calls me grandpa.
No, he won't have it. Yeah, I can see that. Why does he have to be so bitter though? Like, war is bitter. They don't need to be.
I know that some of you are new to the Army, and all of us are new to this post, so I thought we could pull our
Aw.
resources and cover whatever questions.
This is pretty cute.
So, laundry?
Oh, well, the base washing machines don't work. I've already complained.
Well, we'll just go to the general.
The laundromat in town's okay, but they won't let you wash your colored things in their machine. I'm telling you, they have a big sign right in the window says whites only.
What? Oh. Oh.
Honey, they mean white people
Oh.
That's awful. Your husband is wearing the uniform of a country that allows
Oh, wow.
to say that. My husband will never ask for respect, and he'll give respect to no man who hasn't earned it. The rest of his family is the same way. And anybody who doesn't respect that can keep his goddamn washing machine, because my baby's clothes are gonna be clean anyway.
Wait,
You all right?
is it her water?
We're all calm. We're all calm.
Oh, that don't look calm. What a way to be born into the world, though. Like, your dad is going off to war, might die.
What do you think about being a soldier and a father?
I hope that being good at the one makes me better at the other.
Barbara and I spent a year in Africa. We helped build a school for orphans.
Oh, that's lovely.
They were orphans because the warlord across the border didn't like their tribe.
Oh, that's not so lovely.
I know God has a plan for me. I just hope it's to help protect orphans, not make any.
In war, you're always gonna make orphans, buddy. And I think you're naive to think otherwise.
I pray you watch over the young men like Jack Gagan that I lead into battle. You use me as your instrument in this awful hell of war to watch over them. Especially if there are men like this one beside me deserving of a future in your blessing and goodwill.
What a wholesome leader. That is so wholesome.
About our enemies, ignore their heathen prayers and help us blow those little bastards straight to hell.
Wow. I guess that's the only thing he can pray for. It's like him or their lives.
Daddy, what is a war?
What is a war? Jeez. I'm gonna have that talk right now.
War is
She's so young.
Well, it's something that shouldn't happen, but it does. It's when some people, any country, try to take the lives of other people, and then soldiers like your daddy have to. It's my job to go over there and stop them.
But they can't try to take your life away, Daddy.
Look, all I have to say is I hope nothing happens to this guy. Because he's a father of 5 and he's actually a nice guy. I did ask my tour guide if there were any films that he could recommend to me that were in the Vietnamese perspective of the Vietnam War. And I don't think he understood what I was saying because he started listing American movies. And he's like, Platoon, da-da-da. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've just watched Platoon.
I have today ordered to Vietnam the Air Mobile Division and certain other forces which will raise our fighting strength from 75,000 to 125,000.
Damn, that is so many people.
We form a division using techniques that have never been attempted in battle against an enemy with 20 years of combat experience on his ground.
Yeah.
And right before the Army sends us into the fight, they take away a third of my men. The most experienced third, including the officers.
I don't like it any better than you do, Hal.
Yeah, that don't make any sense. I hereby appoint my wife. I guess he's making plans for if he dies. I didn't read the whole document, it was too fast.
Some men may experience discrimination because of race or creed, but for you and me now, all that is gone. We're moving into the valley of the shadow of death.
How chilling.
Where you will watch the back of the man next to you as he will watch yours. And you won't care what color he is or by what name he calls God.
Good. They should teach this
They say we're leaving
everywhere,
home.
all the time.
I can't promise you that I will bring you all home alive.
Oh.
This, I swear. I will be the first to set foot on the field, and I will be the last to step off.
I like that.
And I will leave no one behind.
He's a dedicated leader.
Dead or alive.
He doesn't just let his pawns make the moves. This is it. It's becoming realer and realer as the days go on. Time to leave. Oh, he's already gone. He knows. Oh, it's about to get really heavy. I can just feel it in my bones. This is a side of war I've never really seen before. The commuting to the war. Like getting up early in the morning, catching the bus to fly across the world and go to another country. That I've never seen before. The music is starting to really build up and get so like loud to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to put it down. It's getting a little bit too crazy for me.
I think maybe you ought to get yourself that M16.
Time comes I need one, sir. There'll be plenty of them lying on the ground.
It reminds me, in the Gochi tunnel tour that I did, the guy was telling me that the reason why Vietnam has so many M16s is because of this war where Americans left behind M16s in their country. I really like this song. It's just Nordic vibes. I feel like this song is perfect because they're just heading into war.
Before that day, the soldiers of North Vietnam and those of America never met each other in a major battle.
They had to wear different uniforms, and we actually got to see the different uniforms. I wonder if they shot this in Vietnam or the Philippines. The tunnels! He looks worried.
It's a scout! Let's take him prisoner! Lieutenant!
He can't just make calls like that. Doesn't he have to wait? That's like a lot of men for just one man. I feel like they're being trapped.
There you go, boy.
Oh, I feel...
He say he deserted.
He's a lookout.
He say this is base camp of whole division, 4,000 men.
Oh, that does sound like a deserter.
Done. That mountain.
This is so intense.
You, take the radio!
I would not be able to deal in this situation. I mean, at the Gochi tunnel tours, when we had the option of shooting, and everybody, well, not everybody, but like a whole bunch of people wanted to do that. Even that was like just like making me flinch, like just hearing the sounds. Like this is a whole nother level. Like I think I would just end up crying every single day.
Come on, I'll get us out of here.
Oh, in the tailbone.
Hey, calm down. Understand the situation and communicate clearly.
He got a little bit too comfortable. That's Scott. Why is he just standing up like that?
We are taking fire. No.
Those are some heavy-duty choppers.
Sit down, I'll let him get the signals codes.
What is he saying?
Roger that, sir. Roger that.
God damn it! I wish there were subtitles.
I'm glad I could die for my country.
Ugh, now he has blood on his eyes.
Tell my wife.
Oh god. They're using artillery as a shield. It is accurate and continuous. So home now when they're at their weakest. Overwhelm the landing zone. We have choked their route of supply and escape. The tunnels are crazy. As someone who's been in those tunnels before, it is so hot. It is so hard to breathe in those tunnels. And these men were just like living down there and they're fine. You know, it just blows my mind. Oh, the AK-47s the Viet Cong got from Russia. Oh my god. Holy crap! As far as explosions go, in movies, that was mind-blowing. Ooh. Ooh. The trees, rest in peace. It's better than the trees being Agent Orange, I guess. No, he won't. No, he won't see him back. Oh, it's the screaming. There's so much screaming. They're just gonna bleed out, dude. Oh, whoa! Oh, God! Oh, my Lord! What was that, like an acid bomb? Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. He's literally peeling his skin off. Bruh, I would, at that point, I'd be like, take me out of my misery. No way. God. In a lot of these American films, so many more Vietnamese soldiers died. Like, obviously, like 59,000 American soldiers died. But, like, I just wish I would see more Vietnamese actors in these films. I would feel like I'd be getting, like, the truest representation.
Crandall, you led my men into a hot LZ.
Yeah, somebody had to fly out the wounded.
No, don't you play hot shot with me.
He's gonna die.
You suckered us. You ever do it again, I'm gonna have you busted!
Got the balls to face me, but not the balls to face the enemy!
Hey, get out!
Damn, dude. Holy crap, they just turned up. I also think you gotta be really, really good at just spatial awareness and coordination.
We'll come get you in the morning.
Oh yeah, this... I'm like, he's just hoping he's gonna be alive in the morning.
Our boys do it. You keep doing what you're doing, we'll be fine.
The anxiety I'd be having right now, just staying put and silent.
Sir, I need a confirmed count of our dead and wounded. I got to know where all my boys are.
It's so dark. I literally can't see anything. Oh my god, they just came right at him. What's going on? I feel like I can hear oh, it is crying. Uh-oh, her husband probably just died. It's always regret to inform you that. Is like, how does that help? Although nothing would help at that point. Like, you would respond the same way if somebody came knocking on your door to tell you that kind of news. And hearing that it happened to your friend makes it so real as well. You would just be praying every single day that you don't get that kind of news. Terrified. She is terrified, and I don't blame her.
There's more? Colonel Moore's wife?
Don't.
Need help finding an address.
Oh.
Do you know what this is?
Oh, she's triggered.
Do you know what you just did?
Oh, she is not gonna help him. Bye. He realized as well. He was like, you know what? True.
And tell the cab company if there are any others, just bring them to me.
Oh, so she can make it more personal? Bless her heart.
No chaplains or counselors, cab drivers? The army wasn't ready.
That's so messed up.
Who's it for?
Oh no. No.
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
This is a much more personalized way to get news like that.
Your husband didn't start the war. We all knew this could happen, and so did we.
I feel for these wives, man. I feel for them. And look, there's more. They just keep piling on. How is she gonna do this job? It's gonna wear her down. They're brave. They've got the emotional burden, and the husbands have the physical burden. Well, also emotional, actually. I'm talking smack. It's emotional, it's physical, it's mental. So many women who have lost their husbands.
Lord, who can abide them? To thee there is mercy. Grant them eternal rest, O Lord. And may perpetual light shine upon them.
He's going through it.
So each of them lost a leg in the Civil War. My great-granddaddy Galloway, he lost his left, and my great-granddaddy Reed lost his right. They met in a shoe store in Galveston. Every year after that, the same date, same store, they get together and pick out a brand new pair of shoes for the two of them.
You are shit.
You know, Sir Galloway's been in and every war this country's ever fought. When it came to this one, I didn't think I could stop a war. You know, I just thought maybe I might try and understand one. Maybe help folks back home understand. Figure out
I
how to do
respect
better.
that.
Shooting a camera than I could shooting a rifle.
Another journalist. The first war here that was recorded and so well documented and shown to the American public. We tested their tactics and learned their capabilities. Their artillery is effective, so we must get close so they can't use it. We will grab them by the belt buckle. My Vietnamese tour guide also told me that Vietnamese people, they hate Diem, who was the president at the time, more than they hated the American people, because Diem was a he betrayed Vietnam, because he was a puppet, well, a Vietnamese puppet controlled by America is how he worded it. Tried to get rid of Buddhism in the country as well. So like, very interesting getting the perspective of a Vietnamese person. Actually, I got the perspective of many Vietnamese people who seemed to share the same sentiment. Like, we don't hate Americans anymore. I just hate how, I feel like a lot of these war scenes are shot in the darkness, and that makes it 10 times scarier. Why isn't it in the day, ever? At least you could see. God damn. Going crazy. It's so incredibly violent. I can see why so many people had PTSD after this, especially if you weren't built to be a soldier or an army man, you know, because of conscription, anyone was that. Yeah, forcing non-soldiers to be violent like this, it can break somebody's mind if they're not built for it. I mean, broke Rambo's mind, and he was built for it. And men like Rambo. Because Rambo was fake. He's a fake character. You lost him. That was the last voice he ever heard. Oh, just as he was about to save him. Oh my god.
Ah, boys, we're gonna win this fight.
Are ya? I have hope for Mel Gibson's character, because we spent about 40 minutes with him and his family and his 5 kids, so I have some hope for his character. He looks so scared. Ooh, this music. It's very, very wartime. I feel like in the Vietnamese version of this movie, this bloke is the hero. He's coming in really strong. Oh no, he's coming in behind. He's so brave though, because it's just him. See, I wouldn't have done that. It's just you and like 5 American soldiers. Why would you do that? Oh. So he must be Japanese? I didn't realize that there were Japanese American soldiers that would have wanted to fight in this war, but then I also know about conscription. But that guy, he looked happy to be here.
Gentlemen, prepare to defend yourselves.
Jesus. He's got so much soot on his face. Oh no! The leaves on the helmets, I've seen that in a few movies now, and honestly, I was like, no way that would work. But in the darkness, it honestly is helpful. We are through their lines on all sides. Congratulations, Colonel, you've beaten the Americans.
Negative, stand by! My pilots do
I mean, it doesn't look that way.
broken arrow!
Broken arrow. What does that mean?
American's been overrun, causing every combat aircraft for support.
Oh.
My God.
Oh, they are surrounded. Well, the planes came in clutch. Oh my god. Ouch, man. Ouch. At least they're putting them out of their misery, because they're like literally burning alive. Oh my god, those... Oh! I think Jimmy went down too. Oh my god, I just cannot stand seeing the burning images of, I don't care who it is, like Vietnamese or American, no one should die like that. And look, and imagine seeing that.
You're keeping us alive now. You
In person.
And you keep them coming in. You're doing well, son.
How do you hold it together? Oh no.
You know him. Talk to him. Just talk to him.
Talk to him,
Jimmy!
that's it?
You hear
Jimmy?
me?
Oh, it's the Japanese dude. The one with the baby. Ugh. I should know by now. Anytime somebody is introduced to us and it's a war movie and they're telling us that they have like a wife and a baby back home, I should know that like 10-20 minutes later they're gonna do this. Poor dude. Look at his face. I can't. I personally can't. Oh. And my baby. And my baby. Look at him. Oh my gosh. It would be a burden being the one taking photos as well.
40 dead, 2 unaccounted for, sir.
How many?
I am in a fight. Now I will not leave my men. Is that clear? Out.
So dark. Oh man.
Brought another.
Oh God, Julie, it's yours.
No.
No, it's yours. I mean, she should have known. She should have known, because Julie's been going around to people's houses delivering the news. It's just non-stop. The death and loss.
I wonder what was going through Custer's mind when he realized it. Led his men into a slaughter.
Sorry, Custer was a pussy.
Oh!
You ain't.
That's pretty big coming from this guy, not gonna lie. This song again. Damn, dude. How did you just have a phone there? The tunnels. God, I hate those tunnels. Mel's coming for yous. I don't know if he'll live, actually. I feel like we are close to his death because of the music. It's just like, oh my God. I was literally preparing myself for Mel Gibson's death just then. Those helicopters that just shoot endlessly, they're just insane. Oh my God, that was a lot of shots. God damn, dude. It's just so brutal. It's so brutal when it's so close. When it's shots from afar and you can't really see what you're doing. I feel like bad, but it's so much harder when it's so close. We have no soldiers between them and our command post. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, like, let's get out of here. Falling back. God damn it. Jesus.
It's American artillery.
Still scary.
What the hell happened here, Joe?
What didn't happen?
How do you feel about the loss of your men, sir?
How could he feel? So sad.
I'm glad you made it, son.
Thank you, sir. You too.
I'll never forgive myself.
For what, sir?
That my men died and I didn't.
I mean, you can't really help that. It's not your fault.
Sir, I don't know how to tell this story.
Well, you've got to, Joe.
Poor dude's gonna cry.
You tell the American people what these men did here. You tell them how my troopers died.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Oh, dude. Let it out. It's the healthiest thing you can do is to just let it out. Such a tragedy. They think this was their victory. So this will become an American war. And the end will be the same. Except for the numbers who will die before we get there. She looks like Lana Del Rey. I don't know who this actress is. I've never seen her in my life. But she looks like Lana Del Rey.
Kids, go to bed.
Isn't there someone at the door?
She's so scared. It's like a trauma response almost. Hearing the doorbell or the door knock and just feeling so anxious. Look at him all clean.
Children, your daddy's home.
Children, come back.
Some had families waiting. For others, their only family would be the men they bled beside. They went to war because their country ordered them to.
Yeah.
In the end, they fought not for their country or their flag. They fought for each other.
Dear Barbara, I have no words to express to you my sadness at the loss of Jack. The world is a lesser place without him. But I know he is with God and the angels.
This part is always the saddest.
With abiding respect.
Oh, and her too.
Halmore.
I'm glad that they showed us that, you know, the Vietnamese people's wives, they have the same feelings as these American wives too.
In the silence of the night, we will always hear the screams. So this is our story. But we were soldiers once.
We were soldiers.
Okay, this has probably got to be my favorite Vietnam War-based movie in the perspective of America, because the director, for the first time, as far as I'm concerned, for the first time that I've seen, he tells the perspective of three different people in this story. We have the soldiers, which is the primary perspective, the American soldiers. We have the wives, not just the American wives, but we've got the Vietnamese wives as well. Well, at least we saw one wife. And then we, of course, have the perspective of the Vietnamese soldiers, who are shown not as like these evil monsters. They're shown as these people who just want to protect their country, just the same way that, you know, America wants to protect their own country. The Vietnamese people want to protect their own country as well. And so it's just so refreshing to me to see this kind of movie. After I finished the movie, I learned that this was actually based on a real battle that did occur, and it was written by Harold G. Moore and Joseph L. Galloway, who also took part in writing the screenplay for this movie along with the director Randall Wallace. So I really feel like we got a real-life perspective, an accurate representation of what it was like when they were soldiers. And I also love the title of this film as well. I thought that they got the balance between action, fighting scenes, and drama really well done, because we spent about 40 minutes with Mel Gibson's character and his family. We are introduced to him as this Christian, pious family man who loves his family. Not just his family though, he just loves being a leader for his men. And we also got to see that at the very end when he was just so down about losing all of his men as well. It was quite heartwarming to see that he survived in the end and he was able to come home. One in very few people who got the privilege of getting their husband back. So it was quite wholesome in that way as well. It didn't, you know, sugarcoat the war at all. Loads of people died. Just the character that we were following in this story didn't die, and I think that's still very realistic. As I said, I went to Ho Chi Minh, and I did go to the Go Chi Tunnel tour that they offer over there, and so I have had personal experience going into those really dark, really claustrophobic, really humid tunnels. And so I have a lot of respect for not only how they were made, but also like the fact that these Vietnamese people were just like in these tunnels, like living their lives, making up plans. Like they were just down there and they were fine. I don't know how they were fine. If you've ever been to Ho Chi Minh and you've done the Go Chi Tunnel tour and you know what I'm talking about, I couldn't handle it. This particular battle was in a region called La Drang. I haven't been there. I'm currently in Hoi An, and the last city I was at was Da Nang. So I have literally just skipped that area, but I did look at it on a map. I was like, where is this area? And it's just so haunting, personally, going through this country and knowing just what occurred, knowing that 3 million Vietnamese people died, knowing that 58 or 59,000 American soldiers died in a war that they didn't have to be involved in at all, and a lot of those people were conscripted in the same way that conscription was a thing in Vietnam as well. Conscription is crazily still a thing in 2024. Not in every country, obviously, but like it's still surprisingly in a lot of countries. So it's still very relevant, and I think it resonates with probably a lot of people who have been conscripted and know what it's like. So I really enjoyed the writing in this film. I thought that it wasn't sappy, it wasn't over dramatic, it just told the story how it went, and I really appreciated that. It was quite gory for me. I will say that I did like how it tried to balance the movie out, and it didn't like suffocate us with the gore, and it didn't suffocate us with the violence, but it was still always there and in the background. And when we did get those gory shots, those gory scenes, they were absolutely horrific. I don't think it was too bad. At least it wasn't too bad for me. So I have to talk about the acting in this film, and obviously Mel Gibson did a good job. He always does a good job, particularly in the scene at the end where he like actually breaks down, because he kept it quite together for the majority of the film, and he had that leadership hat on that he maintained throughout the course of the film. But at the end there, when he was having that one-on-one with one of his soldiers, and then when he reunited with his wife, that's when we really got to see his emotions come through. But he's a very well-known, talented actor. I've never heard of Madeline Stowe, who played Julie Moore, the wife of Lieutenant Hal Moore. I just thought like she played the wife of a soldier really, really well, because I felt the anguish in her soul, in her expressions. I just felt with her. I really love that support network of women. I think that was so powerful. I did not ever see a film that highlighted the support network for women who have husbands in war or anything like that. There was that, and then there was also like the physically waking up in like the very early hours of the morning and like getting up, catching your shuttle bus, going to a different country to be involved in war. Like, it was just the little things. It was the little things like that that I appreciated in this film that I never really thought about in war, because why would I? I don't really like to think about war, or well, I do in a historical and like news sense, but I don't really like to think about war, if that makes sense at the same time. Like, it's the reason why I haven't watched all of these war movies up until like my adult life now, watching it on my channel. It's because I avoided it for such a long time. Even in history class, like back when I was in high school, I didn't really show a massive interest in it, which is why like a lot of the Vietnam War stuff that I had studied at the time, it just kind of went over my head, because at the time I was like, I don't care about this at all, which is quite ignorant. But now as an adult, I appreciate the history of countries, particularly when I go and visit them, especially like this year as well. So yes, anyways, long-winded outro, but I really enjoyed this film, and I thought it was very refreshing for a Vietnam War-based film that was in the perspective of America. And if you have any films that are in a different perspective, say like the Vietnam perspective, I would be interested in seeing that, particularly if it is dubbed or subbed, just because I have never seen something like that. Any war movie that I ever see always ends up being an American war movie, so I would love to see like what it's like to take in a war movie from like a different perspective. So let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this reaction, give it a big old thumbs up, because it helps the girls channel out. And if you are after the uncut version, you can check that out over on Patreon. Link to the description bar and the pinned comments down below. You just need a copy of the film so that you can watch it along with me. There will be a timer. I can be on one screen and the movie can be on the other screen. But besides uncuts, I also provide early access to my content, bloopers, behind the scenes, polls, all of that good stuff. And down below you can find me on all the social media handles as well: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Facebook. And thank you so much for watching this very, very heavy movie with me. It's always a pleasure to have you here by my side, so thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.